A surgical robot developed at UNL gets one step closer to the operating room. UNL made history in February when a research team successfully tested the first surgical robot in space aboard the International Space Station. Now the Mira, miniaturized in vivo robotic assistant, has earned marketing authorization from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The approval clears the way for commercial use on adults undergoing colectomy procedures. Husker engineering professor Shane Ferreter developed Mira with a professor of surgery from the University of Nebraska Medical Center.
There are a lot of places in the U.S. where, rural hospitals, critical access hospitals, remote areas that don't have access to specialists. And if you could perform telesurgery like this, where you could have an expert dial in from a larger city into a rural area and assist with some surgical care, I think that's got huge advantages.
Ferreter predicts a future in which every operating room on Earth is robot ready. A UNL study finds that concussions alter the connections between parts of the brain. Researchers at UNL's Center for Brain, Biology, and Behavior use a functional MRI to scan the brains of student athletes at the beginning of the season, immediately after a concussion, and again after they are cleared to play. To the researchers' surprise, communication between some parts of the brain increased within the first 2 days following a concussion, while other connections, especially regions dedicated to visual processing, immediately declined. CB3 does brain scans of all Husker football and soccer players at the start of their seasons. The results of the study are published online in the Journal of Neurotrauma. To be, or not to be, queen bee that is. Husker researchers find that reusing resources from bee colonies that were exposed to pesticides reduces the success of creating new queens. Colonies that reused comb, honey, and pollen exposed to pesticides produce half as many potential queens as the colonies that used uncontaminated resources. The study suggests that even short-term limited exposure to pesticides can stunt queen development. Husker researchers recommend that beekeepers determine the causes of colony loss and avoid reusing any resources exposed to pesticides. A Nebraska program offers teens a summer of science fun. Applications are now open for young Nebraska scientists' summer programs. Teens get hands-on science experiences and recreational opportunities at college campuses across the state. The camps are led by EPSCoR, a University of Nebraska program funded by the National Science Foundation to promote STEM education. This summer's camps will explore metals, plants, biology, biodiversity, food science, and even molecular engineering. Applications close May 1st or when each camp is full. To learn more, visit yns.nebraska.edu. And that's what's happening this week at UNL. I'm Mackenzie Noble.